On Thursday night, Alphonso Davies returned to Vancouver. He returned to BC Place, where it all began, where he earned that move to Bayern Munich, and he did not disappoint. He won himself a penalty, which he converted.
Alphonso Davies, in a place he once called home, steps to the spot. Davies. AD19, welcome back, welcome home. His 11th Canada goal, and oh Canada, oh baby, Canada leads 1-0.
Scored a second goal of the night.
Davies, inside the area, good overlap by Lorraine to Davies, that's an excellent team goal. Alphonso Davies does it again. 3-0 Canada. Lorraine instant impact. And Davies with the brace.
And he walked away with the man of the match performance. In this 4-4-2 system that John Herdman's playing, Davies featured as a left mid, as a right mid, and even as a striker, which sparked a little conversation going on right now, and John Herdman had this to say about his Canadian superstar.
I spoke to someone at Bayern at halftime, and they were really surprised about how you played tactically and how different it was from your positioning at Bayern. You know, further up, more open it seems, and playing various positions. I guess my question really is, John, do you give him the freedom to play wherever he wants up front right now against opponents like that? And Phonzie, how different is it to play for Canada versus playing for Bayern?
Maneuvers. Go on. No, I mean, for me, you know, every time I put on the jersey for my country, you know, I give my all. You know, wherever the coach wants to play me, I'm happy and willing to play in that position, whether it's up the field or behind. I mean, obviously, there's different players that I'm playing, you know, against with, but you know, it's all the same football.
John?
Kimia Shakui.
Yeah, I think there's, you know, with Alphonso, you've got to respect. He's a once in a generation player. I mean, he's a special player. To think we went 7 games in World Cup qualifying without him, I mean, that was a big test for our team. But I think what we're learning is just we've got to have that flexibility. I think Alphonso, he can play as a 9, he can play as a 10, he can play as a 7, 11, he can play as a wing back or a full back. He's just got that ability. It's not just speed, it's not power, He's a very intelligent footballer, and a guy that, from what I've seen, is really committed to his craft. I mean, he's in my room last night till 11 o'clock at night, you know, working through, getting ready for this game. I mean, this isn't a guy who just rocks up and you're telling him to go and do what he wants. He's a real top level professional.
We've seen that a lot of Bayern Munich players as well. David Alaba, who comes to mind, who played very different for Austria than Bayern.
Yeah.
Is that just what you do when you have a player like that? And you have other ways to build?
I think Phonzie could play up front for Bayern. I'd love to see him playing there. You know, I think his coach has shifted him into a much higher position. I think he starts higher this year. You know, I'd love to see him playing in that front 3 somewhere. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely got that ability at that level to go and excite fans. I mean, I'd pay to watch him every week.
These comments from John Herdman are not surprising. If you followed Alphonso Davies' career, you know he's an attacking talent. He did it at the Vancouver Whitecaps. He was supposed to do it at Bayern, but a position opened up. He's a left footer. There was an option at that left back position. This was his way to break into the starting 11, and he took that left back position and kind of molded it into his own. He's still very attacking, but now it's maybe time for him to raise his game, to move a little bit up and take on an attacking role, because that's really where he features for the Canadian men's national team. You usually see him as a left mid, as a wing back, as a winger, or even as a striker, which we've seen a few times. And it's maybe time to see Davies wanting to take that step for Bayern, because there is a correlation where if you want to play at one position for the club, it may benefit you to play it for your country as well. And I don't see Alphonso Davies taking a position as a left back for the Canadian men's national team. That's just not where you're going to get the best of him. You saw in this match against Curacao the way he takes on players 1v1, the way he likes running at the ball, the creative mindset to set up plays, the amazing passing, the vision, everything around this player leads to show that he should be in the attacking third. Maybe it's time for Bayern to take a look at that, because in all honesty, if you're able to do it for the club level and the country level, it's going to set you up for success. The ambition for Alphonso Davies to move from a left back to a winger has not come at a better time. Bayern could be through a bit of a transition right now with Robert Lewandowski and Serge Gnabry looking for the door. Bayern naturally are going to look for other targets to bring in, but what if there was a player already in their system that can make that jump up? We have seen Davies do it for a country, that is not a doubt, but we've also seen him feature higher up the pitch for Bayern every once in a while, and he features as a wingback a lot. If you're able to move him up there and capitalize on his left foot, you can put him as a right winger, you put him as a left winger, right attacking mid, left attacking mid, he can do these jobs. And it's going to maybe stop from wasting money on a signing that you don't really need. The biggest story surrounding Bayern Munich is the fact that Lewandowski wants to leave. There's no getting around it. He's made it very clear he wants to join Barcelona. The Serge Gnabry rumors have been put on the back burner a little bit, but if both of those players do move on, Bayern are going to look to sign someone. And the reason Sadio Mane comes to mind is because he can play on the left, he can play on the right, and he can play through the middle. But if you're looking at Mane to come in, maybe you look for him just to simply go in that striker position, because we don't really need another winger at Bayern. Davies can take that role. And if you don't believe me, I have come up with a few different systems that I think can really utilize Alphonso Davies in an attacking role. For all the systems I'm going to go through, I'm going to go under the impression that Robert Lewandowski and Serge Gnabry did leave the club, and they only brought in one replacement, that being a striker. So whether you want to think it's Sadio Mane or a player like Sebastian Haller, that's a player that I'm picturing coming in to replace those two. The first formation we're going to take a look at is the 4-2-3-1. This system was used a lot by Nagelsmann last season, with Davies playing as a left back, but in a very advanced role. This will be a little bit different because Mazraoui came in, so this is how I see it lining up. In goal, you have Neuer. At right back, you have Mazraoui. Center back, you have Pavard and Upamecano. And left back, you have Lucas Hernandez. I see this back four being successful because it mirrors Bayern's back four from last season. Pavard was the defense-minded right back, while Davies was the attack-minded left back. This season, Mazraoui is going to be the attack-minded right back, while Lucas Hernandez is going to be the defense-minded left back. Lucas Hernandez has played as a left back before, and he's comfortable doing it, and he can definitely do a job there if Davies is going to play higher up the pitch. The three attacking midfielders, at center attacking mid is going to be Thomas Müller. Out on the right attacking mid, we're going to have Alphonso Davies, and on the left attacking mid, we're going to have Leroy Sané. I like the idea of Davies playing out on the right because he can cut onto that left foot, but obviously him and Sané can switch when they want to. And up front, you're going to have the striker, whether it's Sadio Mane or another number 9 coming in, and that's the first system I can see Bayern doing, playing Davies in an attack-minded role. The second system is similar to the first, but it's going to utilize the potential signing of Ryan Gravenberch. This formation is going to be the 4-3-3. In goal, you have Neuer. At right back, you have Mazraoui. Center back, you have Upamecano and Pavard. And left back, you have Lucas Hernandez. The three center mids, you have Kimmich, Goretzka, and Ryan Gravenberch joining that midfield three, which looks pretty tasty if you ask me. Which leaves a front three of Davies on the right, Sané on the left, and then your striker through the middle, again, whether it's Sadio Mane or a potential number 9. Having Davies play in a true right winger position will give him a huge amount of opportunity to utilize his speed, cut onto that left foot, look for the overlapping runs, and have that midfield three in behind him to allow the forwards to do what they do. The last formation I'm going to touch on is the 3-4-2-1 system, and I'm going to talk about this formation because I do see Davies featuring as a wingback for the Canadian national team. Yes, when we play countries like Honduras and Curacao, expect him to play a little further up the pitch, but when we play Croatia, when we play Belgium, I expect Davies to feature as a wingback in a 3-5-2. He has the opportunity to get up the pitch when he wants, but he will have some defensive responsibilities. And I could see a system where Nagelsmann goes with the back three once again, and it just changes. It allows him to have the opportunity to go up and down the pitch. Instead of starting from a left back position and making his way up, he will have freedom to play as a proper wingback, which replicates his form and the position he does play on occasions for the Canadian national team. This is how I see that formation lining up. In goal, you have Neuer. Right wing back, you have Mazraoui. Outside right center back, you have Pavard. Central center back, you have Upamecano. Outside left center back, you have Hernandez. Left wing back, you have Davies. Center mid, you have Goretzka and Kimmich. The two center attacking mids, you have Sané and Müller. And at striker, again, you have Sadio Mane or a potential number 9. There's a lot to like about how this system lines up. Sané played a very central role last season. You have Lucas Hernandez in behind Davies to provide coverage there, the two center mids as well, and Davies just has the opportunity to bomb up and down that pitch. He can still show his offensive abilities as well as getting in on the pitch. One of the best things that he can do is get on that ball with that left foot and put in dangerous crosses. So this is another system where I think if they play it consistently, you can see a lot out of Alphonso Davies on the left-hand side. Julian Nagelsmann is known as a young tactical genius for many different reasons, as he's often able to switch between different systems. However, in my opinion, I do really believe he likes that back three, which sees Alphonso Davies be able to utilize that left-hand side of the pitch, both on the attack and defensive side of the ball. I really think that's probably the most likely scenario that we're going to see Alphonso Davies in an attack-minded role next season. However, if Alphonso Davies is able to switch and jump into that front three, I think Nagelsmann is going to unlock a very deadly Alphonso Davies and maybe even save himself some money on the transfer market. Now, this position jump isn't entirely in Alphonso Davies' hands. There's going to be some situations that have to go his way. More than likely, Lewandowski and Gnabry will have to leave. Probably he'll have to outdo someone like Kingsley Coman to try to get into this position, and that the replacement comes in isn't going to replace one of the wingers that are going out. Can Alphonso Davies do it? I think so. John Herdman thinks so. And I believe, given the opportunity, Davies can convince Nagelsmann he's up for the task. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think Alphonso Davies can make a jump up and take one of those front three positions? Would you prefer him as a left back? Would you prefer him as a wing back? Let me know down below. And let me know if you think it really matters that he plays a different position for the national team as he does his club. In my opinion, I would probably rather my star player play an attack-minded role for both club and country, but that's just my opinion. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode here on One Soccer, and if you did, as always, be sure to drop a like, drop a sub as well, because we're getting very close to 50,000 subscribers. So if you want to help us reach our goal, dropping a sub will definitely do that. Also, be sure to subscribe over to One Soccer for all the best Canadian soccer content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Cheers, friends!